So, this self-knowledge course consists of 23 lessons, and we're going to be touching on different subjects such as meditation, self-observation, psychology, the astral projection, the chakras, the magnetic centers of our body, the transmutation of our energies, the mysteries of life and death, reincarnation, the elimination of the ego, the elementals of nature, and much more. This is a very broad course that covers a lot of different topics, which we hope you will find interesting.
Gnosis is lived upon facts, withers away in abstractions, and is difficult to find even in the noblest of thoughts.
So, lesson number 1 is called What is Gnosis? We have to take a look at the meaning of this word, the 4 pillars of Gnosis, the doctrine of the eye and the doctrine of the heart. We have to see what kind of benefit we can obtain from Gnosis and what we really mean when we speak of Gnosis. Lesson number 2 is titled Personality, Essence and Ego. We'll take a look at the first practices, the soul key. We have to understand how the ego is the cause of our suffering, of our pain, of our misery, and how we can develop the essence, and also how we can improve ourselves by eliminating traumas, complexes that we have, fears, insecurities, and much more. That is a class that's specifically related with psychology. Lesson number 3 is called The Awakening of the Consciousness. What do we mean when we say the awakening? How do you know you're awake or asleep? We will see the process through which our consciousness falls asleep. That is identification, fascination, and dream, and how we can also break such a vicious cycle. Lesson number 4 is called the psychological ego. On this lesson, we will classify and divide the ego into different subgroups so we can start working on ourselves in order to eliminate those defects that predominate in our lives. Lesson number 5 is titled Light, Heat and Sound. We will take a look at meditation, the chakras, the influence of sound in our lives, and also how we can generate our own light, the light of the consciousness, and how we can transmute the heat of life that our bodies produce. Lesson number 6 is titled The Human Machine. And let me ask you something. What happens when you have a headache? Well, your day is no longer the same, right? That is because our physical body is very important, and no one likes to be sick or ill. So on this lesson, we'll see the centers of our machine and how we can better administer and use our physical energies.
We need patient people who are able to endure the toughest disciplines. Whoever submits themselves to a super discipline can expect great triumphs.
And on lesson number 7, we jump on the world of relationships. There are 3 types of relationships. The relationship with society, the relationship with our physical body, and the relationship with ourselves. We know how to move around in society, how to be kind to other people, how to go to a job interview, how to make friends. But little do we know when it comes down to the relationship with ourselves, with our inner world. And we have to understand how important our inner world really is, because otherwise our existence becomes really full of pain and suffering. Lesson number 8, the path and life. Life begins when we are born and it ends when we die. But we have to start walking on a path, the path of the initiation, the path of the awakening. Because otherwise, why are we living? Why are we here? Lesson number 9 is called the level of the being, where we have to picture a giant staircase, and we have to discover the level of our being and also how we can improve and jump into another level of the being. But also, very importantly, we have to comprehend how that affects the types of relationships that we have and how that influences the type of people that we attract into our lives.
Authentic faith is lived wisdom, exact cognition, direct experience. The one who has faith does not need to believe.
On lesson number 10, called the Decalogue, we'll take a look at the 10 Commandments, but we have to analyze these laws in order to interpret them correctly. Lesson 11 is called Fundamental Education. We belong to a particular ray of creation, and based on that, we have to discover our vocation and in what way we can truly serve society. It is really sad, but current education only serves to make us machines, servants of a system, doing the same thing every single day without questioning anything. Lesson number 12 is called the Genealogical Tree of Religions. We have to understand how all religions share principles in common and why it is absurd to kill in the name of religion. Unfortunately, people today use their religion in order to justify their evil actions. And we have to comprehend that religion has nothing to do with what people actually think. In reality, the true meaning of religion differs a lot from what people think or accept as religion. Lesson 13 is called Evolution, Involution and Revolution. So basically, we'll see the process that our soul or essence has been following throughout the many existences, first as a plant, as an animal, as a human, and we also have to understand and analyze the concept of hell. Do we really go to hell when we die? What is hell like? What happens down there? On lesson 14, we'll talk about the mysteries of life and death. What happens when we die? Why do we fear death? Death is nothing to fear. The problem is not to die. The problem is that we die without fully living our lives, without doing anything that can really bring us a step closer to our being. Lesson 15 is called Return, Recurrence and Reincarnation. So, do we reincarnate? Did you know that you're repeating the same mistakes that you made in your past life? The law of recurrence, the law of return, they have a huge impact in our existence, and as a result, we live our lives in a mechanical way. We need to free ourselves from these laws, because otherwise we will continue to suffer over and over again. Lesson 16 is called The Balance of Justice. We'll see karma, dharma, and the different types of karma that there are, and also how to negotiate our karma so that we avoid pain with suffering for all the karma that we have earned. And then we'll see the 4 paths, the path of the monk, of the yogi, of the fakir, and of the balanced man. Then lesson 18 is called the internal diagram of man. We have to see our internal composition, our astral body, our mental body, our vital body, our energy. We have to get to know all of that. Then we jump onto lesson 19, called the transmutation of the energy. We have to learn how to transform and use our physical energies for a higher purpose, for the purpose of waking up. In the wise use of our energies lies the key to the awakening. And then we'll see the elementals of nature, the 4 states of consciousness, and many more other topics that we will be touching upon later on the course.
I advise the students not to follow anyone, but to follow themselves. Each one must follow the resplendent and luminous being within themselves. He is your teacher. Follow him.
So, that's a broad overview of the different lessons that compose this self-knowledge course. We invite you to visit our YouTube channel, Gnosis English, and our website, gnosis.is. There you will find videos, articles, books, and other material that you can download for free so that you can deepen your understanding on self-knowledge. We also hope that you can join us for our live meditations that we will certainly be doing throughout this course.
We must experience the truth in a direct, practical, and real way. This is only possible in the stillness and silence of the mind, and this is achieved by means of meditation.
And now here comes a question that you might be asking, like, why is this course for free? Where's the catch? Well, let me explain. Our institution was founded by Master Samael Aun Weor, and he made it very clear that it's not ethically correct to sell the knowledge. Buddha, Krishna, Jesus, Muhammad, all of the great masters of humanity, they never charged whenever they wanted to teach something. So how could we have a right to charge money by teaching this knowledge, which isn't ours? It was given to us by them, right? So these self-knowledge courses, they are sponsored by people that belong to our institution and that want to spread this word, that want to spread the message of Gnosis, of awakening. And so if enough people in your country, in your location, are interested in deepening into these subjects, into this course, then a representative from our institution can make its way into your country, into your city, and begin the process of opening a Gnostic center. There is a saying that goes, if you want to receive, you have to give. So if we want to receive light or knowledge, then we also have to teach other people.
Whoever wants light should give light, so he receives his payment.
So I hope you like this lesson and that you will enjoy the course, that you will enjoy the lessons, and hopefully we will meet each other along the way. Take care.